you say Beetlejuice 3 times, he'll appear. But in this case, if you say it 3 times and wait 36 years, he'll appear and drop off a truck full of money. So sign me up for that. We finally have Beetlejuice 2. There were always rumblings of it for years. I think the earliest case I heard about it was that they were going to make a movie back in 2011 and that it would go into production. But it really never came to fruition. Tim Burton was busy doing Dumbo and Frankenweenie and all that. But thanks to a certain Netflix series by Tim Burton becoming a very lucrative hit for Netflix, the production was hastened and now it's out in time for the fall/Halloween season. And you may wonder, is Beetlejuice Beetlejuice a worthy sequel that was worth the wait for almost 30 years? I'd say so. It's definitely nice to see a Tim Burton film back in the theaters. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is an entertaining film. It has some flaws, which I'll get into later, but not huge ones that'll take away your enjoyment of the film. The things I enjoyed about the film would be the comedy and the performances. Starting with the comedy, it worked and can get quite a few laughs in the audiences, if I might say. Pretty much any scene with Michael Keaton or the afterlife was gold, but personally for me, what made the film's comedy kind of stand out a bit was Willem Dafoe's character. He was this actor who had died in a grenade accident because he did his own stunts, and now he's the lead detective of the Afterlife Police, and he just treated everything, being an actor, and it just made it funnier with some of his lines that they gave him, and I can guarantee you some of that was improvised, and it was really, really funny. I think Willem Dafoe definitely brought a lot of good laughs in a new movie like this. It's definitely funny, and that can actually lead into the performances of the film. Everyone did a great job. Dafoe and Keaton were great too. Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara did a great job as well, and even newcomer Jenna Ortega did a great job as well. I think one of the main reasons that make this film's performances kind of click is that there's great chemistry between the cast. You got returning characters like Winona and Catherine. They have good chemistry still to this day. Michael Keaton, he's just killing it still in his late 70s, and him being back as Beetlejuice, it just works, and his chemistry with Winona and Catherine was awesome too. And Jenna Ortega, she just slid in there like perfectly, like a fitted glove. Like it was a perfect fit, and she works in this world of Beetlejuice, and she doesn't stand out one bit. And that chemistry you have with the cast, it can lead well into them having very solid interactions and actually making the film a lot more entertaining when you're watching it. But like I mentioned before, there's some weak aspects of the film, and I think the one thing that's the biggest weak link of the film would be the story. To me, it is the weakest part because it's very disjointed. There are like 3 different plot points that are happening, and it makes for a very confusing viewing to see exactly what's going on. And while all that is fine, there's one plot, just like the main plot, which is Monica Bellucci's character, Dolores, who's the quote-unquote villain of the film. And I feel like that this character really wasn't needed. I think they may have added her late because she's not barely in the movie. She's just kind of in the background of the film, which is like, okay. And she has connections because in the trailer, so that, that was Beetlejuice's ex-wife. And that could have been like, oh, wow, this is great. It made it a little more entertaining. But, she really doesn't do anything. And it just felt, like I mentioned before, something to keep everyone together, tethered to get to the third act. And the way it's resolved is kind of just like, oh, yeah, we had this character. All right, bye. That's it. Let's go back to, this film. And I think people have said it, and I'll even say it too. If you remove this plot point and her character from the film, I'd feel it wouldn't be any different. I mean, there could be some things that could have to be tied together in another way, but it just didn't really seem like if I subtracted this addition to this movie, it wouldn't have changed at all. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice was released on September 6, 2024 on a budget of $100 million. At the time of this review, it has grossed $264 million at the box office. Overall, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is a solid follow-up to the classic 88 film. Although the story didn't hit for me, it's still an entertaining watch. And I'd say it's a good way to get the new generation into Beetlejuice. And I don't know if we're going to get a third movie because Tim Burton says I'm going to be 100 if this takes 30 years to make. But if Warner Brothers sees $100 million plus return on your investment at the box office, I wouldn't be too cocky to say that we may see another film in this series in probably a few more years. And my final grade I'm going to give Beetlejuice 2 is going to be a B+. So let me know down in the comments below, did you see the Beetlejuice 2? What did you think of it? And do you like this one or the first one better? Until next time, I've been Mac from Mac Movie Reviews, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you check out one of my other reviews on my channel, and stay tuned for the next one.